AskReddit by Lil Saddam. What's the dumbest way you've gotten a scar? My cousin scratched my face because I was very ill and everyone was taking care of me, so she got jealous and nobody noticed for a long time because they were focused on getting my temperature back to normal. Ah yes, family. I was headbanging my hairdryer in the bathroom. I hit the counter. I was 8. I legit laughed alone in my empty office when I read this. A calamity, indeed, Miss Jane. Thanks for the Monday morning smiles. I was trying to squeeze between two cars. One of the cars must have had a jagged bumper because it sliced a 2-inch gash in my leg. At first I was thinking you were driving a car yourself and wondering how the fuck you scarred yourself while inside a car. I got hit on the bridge of my nose by a ceramic toilet seat when I was learning to pee like a big boy. Now I think about it, that's probably the best outcome there. Why was your nose close enough to get hit? I used a pressure washer on my foot. I knew a guy that blew a hole straight through his foot with one. We had those huge pressure washers using a truck motor and could cut steel. Fir needle cut me across the wrist while playing hide and seek out in the woods. A fir needle. Those bastards are sharp. I've still got a couple of scars on my hands from decorating at Christmas. It didn't even break the skin but still scarred. For my 8th birthday, a classmate got me something like a grow your own stalagmite kit you could buy at educational stores. Apparently, the purpose was to add water to some powder material and use a funnel in the kit to drip it down to make your own cave features. Exciting, I know. Anyway, I kept it and the other birthday presents I got in a cardboard box in my room. Evidently, at some point, moisture got into the box and the plastic the powder was in, and it began expanding. Having nowhere else to go, the stalagmite material oozed its way out through the narrow slits in its box, and hardened into razor-sharp edges. I found this out quite bloodily when I put my hand into my birthday box to grab another toy, and pulled it out with permanently altered fingerprints on my thumb, index, and middle fingers. Ouchies. Boys from my class were throwing CDs like you throw frisbee. One of those hit me right between the eyes. Still got a small scar there. My siblings and I loved that game. It's a wonder none of us got hurt. Playing manhunt. Some idiot made the campfire area base. I was running for my life to get there, jumped this huge pile of firewood, tripped over something and rolled right into the fire. It could have been so much worse, but I only burned my elbow and some of my hair. It's been probably 15 years and the scar is only about 3 inches long and 1 wide. Oh man, Christopher Titus has a great bit. https://m.youtube.com/watch?zejflb5 about falling into a bonfire in case you want to hear about how much worse it could have been. Lazy me liked to iron clothes while wearing them when I was 20 years old. My left arm can testify. So you are the reason for that ridiculous warning label. Lol. Edit. Wow. Awards. Thanks guys. I have a scar on my forearm from a weaponized paper airplane I taped razor blades to and launched with a rubber band. Edit. Holy crap. Had no idea what I was getting into when I posted this. Thanks for the upvotes and awards everyone. Going to try and post some pictures. Edit. Photos of the monstrosity. https://imgur.com/gallery/wn3bbyc. Sadly, this happened when I was 22, in the Air Force as a 3D0x2. It sliced my forearm open on launch. I enlisted the help of another member of our shop to help me destroy the evidence and drive me to the base hospital to get stitches. I believe that is the first time I've ever seen the phrase weaponized paper airplane. I got cut by a vacuum. A fucking vacuum. Elaborate, my friend. I have two from when I was a kid. Running around in the dark on a school roof, tripped over and ripped my hand to shreds. Jumping and sliding on a door that had been kicked in, jumped straight onto a nail that went in my knee. I was a stupid kid. What do you mean by ripped my hand to shreds? I've got bitten by a guinea pig. Worse than that, a friend of mine was bitten by a snail. Edit, as you flumpy-bum pointed out, snails don't bite, as they don't have teeth, but a wee rasp-like tongue. I am aware of that. But writing getting licked by a snail until it hurt could have led to confusion. I was bitten by a wild otter while ice fishing with two of my uncles. We didn't mean to corner it, but between 5 minutes and 11 seconds me and my 6 feet 5 inches uncle, I can see why it picked me. 7-year-old me was helping my mum iron clothes. I pulled on the cord, the iron fell and smacked me right in the face. I still have a scar above my right eye. Edit, who the fuck gave this a wholesome award, come on bruh. I got Home Alone vibes from that. I tried cutting open a lemon with a fork. Edit, the fork slipped and entered my hand, but I guess the sharp lemon theory will do, thanks for the award kind stranger. How did you get the scar? Was about 4, broke a glass jar and sat on it. Gotta assert your dominance. My brother, sister and I all have the same kind of scar in our left eyebrow and got them at the same age. My brother opened an empty dresser drawer and smacked himself in the face, my sister ran into a brick wall and I fell off the couch onto a coffee table. Edit, I'm amazed how much this comment blew up throughout the day. Hundreds of comments. I took the time to read each and every one of them. Took a while but I did it. Couldn't help but upvote each one. It was a pleasure reading each story and it's crazy just how many of us have the same scar from a coffee table. Much love everyone. I'm picturing this all happening in the same 5 minutes and your parents come home to everybody bleeding out. When I was 5, I was spinning around in the living room and then fell face first into the coffee table. I have a scar on my forehead from that mayo. My mother and brother were arguing about ice cream cone sizes, so my brother stormed off. I followed him back to the villa thing we were staying at. He didn't have a key and we didn't want to wait, so I just punched through the glass in the sliding door to make an entrance. There were probably 1,000 other safer ways to do it, but it just seemed the quickest. Fucking ice cream cone sizes, man. I don't know if I've ever been so mad that I'd punch a glass door just to get inside. You just have been livid about those ice cream cones. I have one on the back of my hand from rubbing the skin off with a pencil eraser longer than the other kid did when I was 13 just to prove I was tough. I've done this with the salt and ice challenge. Fun fact, don't put salt on your arm and then cover it with ice and press it down. You will burn your flesh off. When I deliberately cut myself. Not seriously, I just wanted the word ninja on my hand. Don't ask me why. Wow. You cut ninja on your hand? Can you share a pic? I am very curious. Okay sis, whatever you do, don't put your finger in the boiling sugar because it's real damn hot, and it sticks to you. Puts finger in boiling sugar. I'm one of 6 siblings, and my mom made us oatmeal for breakfast pretty often. When my youngest brother was my age 1, he managed to stick his entire fist in a steaming hot bowl of oatmeal. It stuck to his skin and the burn was so bad it blistered almost instantly. One emergency room visit later, his hand looked like a little club from all the bandages wrapped around it. Before that burn healed, less than 2 weeks, probably. IDK, this was like 18 years ago. My mom fixed us cocoa wheats for breakfast, and he shoved his other fist in it. He had 2 little white club hands for weeks while the burns healed. Miraculously, he does not have a scar from either incident. Was a kid, only around 10 or 11. Thought my iguanas were fighting, so I went to take the boy off the girl. Spoiler alert, They weren't fighting, and I don't blame him one bit for biting me when I tried to break up him getting laid. Drunk, and leaned down to kiss a strange dog on the nose, of all things 27 stitches down my nose later. But, was it actually a dog? Or did the strange dog have on a little bandit's mask, and like a strippy tail? Deleted. Punching concrete. Don't ask why I did it, I have no fucking clue. Edit. Why is it every comment I fall asleep after making that blows up? This is the definition of a 17-year-old boy with his friends. I gave myself a scar across my eye because I was drunk, watching Revenge of the Sith, and thought it'd look cool. Once when I was drunk, I dislodged a tooth with my knee. I was doing a scissor kick with my air guitar and head banged down at the same time. No scar, but I feel like it's an honorable mention. Was in the Scouts whittling a stick for funsies. Except I was pushing the blade in the wrong direction and whittled my index finger instead. My cat decided one day that feeding him was not enough, and full on grappled onto my arm digging in deep. Got a pretty nasty infection from that, and now I've got 2 nasty scars next to my wrist. My sister's cat uses her hot tub as a platform to get on and off the conservatory roof. It decided to jump off the roof while we were in the hot tub one night, and jumped into the water. My daughter now has a set of scars where the cat climbed her like a ladder to get out of the hot tub. I climbed up the drain pipe of a school, put my thigh in the spike that's supposed to stop me from climbing. Didn't stop me from getting to the roof. Edit. Spelling. I got drunk on 4th of July and fell in a utility hole thing in my friend's yard and then got sunburned so the scar never healed properly. I also have fallen into a utility hole. It was also on the 4th of July. I caught myself on the edge so I didn't get hurt too bad. I had huge bruises on my legs and arms though. Shit sucks. I have many burns from the oven from my first year at uni. I didn't have oven mittens so I just grabbed everything with my bare hands. Second year I was prepared, got mittens. First attempt as I was taking a baking tray out of the oven, it slipped from the mittens and burned my inner elbow. Still got that one. How the fuck do you go a whole year just grabbing things from the oven with your bare hands? And how do you go back every time thinking it's a good idea? Lol. I was heating up oil in the pan for the chicken. A chicken fillet slipped out of my hand and onto the handle of the pan. The pan flipped and launched the boiling hot oil all over my hand. It hurt. A lot. Rube Goldberg machine. Changing tire on my GF's best friend's Audi. Had angrily argued I'm a man, I don't need no help, when GF asked to assist. Jack was on oil-soaked asphalt, the Audi had other issues. Right as I went to remove the tire, creak wham. The jack slips, and my hand is pinned between German-crafted metal fender well and a tire. My GF runs outside to see why little girl screamed, finds me stuck, pain significantly increases my tonal range, apparently. Pulls on car desperately, no luck. Consider that I may have to wait for AAA. Heretofore never seen neighbor emerges from apartment, lifts car off about 6 inches straight up, freeing my hand, then disappears not to be seen again. Rushed to the ER by panicky faint at sight of blood GF, then to orthopedic ER. Somehow missed all the bones, just a flesh wound, 1x0.5 scar to this day. Still with GF, married 25 years. Always let her help if she asks now. Kicked a refrigerator as hard as I could while wearing slippers after my sister told me she was getting a divorce. Fridge won but I did get a dent in the bastard. I read that as your sister was divorcing you, I was concerned for a bit. Teacher, go to lunch, but do not run. I'll be watching you all. 8-year-old me proceeds to walk to lunch facing backwards, Checking to see if the teacher is still watching. She is. Eventually I accept defeat, turn to walk forwards, and collide headfirst with a piano. I used to thoroughly enjoy sliding down grassy hills as a kid. One fateful luge led to me running over a hidden rock, resulting in a permanent rear tire puncture, my right butt cheek. I have multiple scars on my thumbs from slicing my thumb open on cans of ravioli and SpaghettiOs. Cutting a pretzel open to put butter in it. I cut my right ring finger. I have a white dot from where a wasp stung me almost 20 years ago. Fuck wasps. I always see landscapers using weed whackers without the plastic safety cover on the end of the things. I said to myself, yeah, those things are bullshit. It's holding me back. Removed mine and promptly weed whacked a beautiful series of scars all over my ankle. That all happened in less than 1 second. But I was younger and dumber then. It was 2 weeks ago. My government stored 2,700 tons of ammonium nitrate alongside fireworks in a warehouse at the port near a residential area for 7 years until they blew up in the biggest non-nuclear explosion ever, shattering the glass window I was sitting by in my house and giving me a nasty scar on the arm. Bro, like, are you okay? The US News stopped reporting it. There was like a week of coverage and then I haven't seen it, heard anything else. Deleted. What was it that you saw though? Was probably 10 when I fought with my younger brother over who gets to use the knife first to slice our own fruits and I tried snatching it from him. I still have one scar on each of my first 4 fingers forming a straight line from that cut, lol. Reaching into the oven to pull out a pie. My forearm made just a little bit of contact with the upper rack for a second. I pulled away right when it hurt, but now I got a little scar from it being so hot. The reason is so dumb. I love that I got a badass looking scar from it. I didn't want to go to work one day when I was about 18. So I cut across the top of my foot with a sharp knife in such a way I needed 14 stitches. I told them I dropped it on my foot peeling an apple. What a fool am I. Tripped over a fucking football and destroyed my nose and forehead. It didn't leave a scar, but I think it has something to do with the fact that I basically can't smell anything. This happened when I was 6. Cat. Slipped in the bathtub when I was 3 in Disney World and smashed my chin on the tub faucet. Then 2 days later on the same trip I was walking along the curb on the sidewalk and slipped and cut my eye open. Got a free Winnie the Pooh doll out of it though.